The Indiana Fever are entering the 2025 WNBA season surrounded by noise, and it's not just hype, it's pressure, tension, and expectation. Between preseason dominance, internal locker room contrasts, new faces stepping up, and global conversations about the next generation of Team USA, the Fever find themselves at the crossroads of a league on the rise. And the WNBA have just discovered they've got a Caitlin Clark problem. Caitlin Clark continues to be the engine and the lightning rod of it all. She's been everything fans expected and more. But the bigger story is how the team around her is handling the attention. DeWanna Bonner says there's no pressure. Clark says, bring it on. Meanwhile, rookies like Tehina Paopao are hungry for their own spotlight, stealing moments from even the biggest names. And behind the curtain, Sue Bird is preparing to select the next Olympic team, one that might finally blend the old guard with the young phenoms waiting in the wings. This script dives into a preseason thriller, a viral post-game quote, and the long-term legacy moves happening right now. It's the start of a season that might define the future of women's basketball, not just in the W, but globally. If their recent play has been any indication, fans of the Indiana Fever are in for a treat. So far, they're living up to the hype that's been behind them coming into the 2025 WNBA season. Caitlin Clark and Lexi Hull carried the Fever to an 81-76 win over the Atlanta Dream, capping off an impressive preseason run with a 3-0 finish. Clark was a key contributor as usual, putting up 13 points, 6 rebounds, and a team-high 7 assists in the contest on 5 of 11 overall shooting and 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. Most of her contributions came in the first half, which allowed Clark to rest a recent minor injury to her leg for the second half. However, it was Hull who came off the bench to secure the victory for the Fever, notching 14 points, with 11 coming in the fourth quarter alone, while adding 5 boards and 4 assists. The reigning Rookie of the Year has given fans a lot to look forward to with her preseason performance. Clark averaged 14.5 points, 6.0 rebounds, 6.0 assists, and 3.5 made three-pointers over the 3 exhibition games, which included a standout performance in her return to Carver Hawkeye Arena at Iowa. The Fever finished 2024 with a 20-20 record and ended a 7-year playoff drought before getting swept by the Connecticut Sun in round 1. Indiana will have the opportunity to keep its hot streak going when it hosts its regular season opener against the Chicago Sky on May 17th. While the Fever seemed to be firing on all cylinders on the court, off the court a different kind of spark was lit, one that revealed a contrast in how this team views expectations. Indiana Fever forward DeWanna Bonner said that her team isn't feeling any pressure to be successful, triggering mixed reactions from fans. The Indiana Fever went 20-20 last season, earning the 6th seed in the WNBA playoffs. Caitlin Clark and company were then swept out of the first round by the Connecticut Sun, ending a breakout season. After bringing in Stephanie White and adding around Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the Fever have high expectations. However, Fever forward DeWanna Bonner doesn't believe that her new team doesn't have any pressure to win. She said as much during a press conference on Thursday alongside Clark and White. "I don't really think that this team has any pressure to win," Bonner said. "We're just trying to figure out how we can put it all together to be successful." Fever fans took to social media to share their reaction to Bonner's statement, responding in a variety of ways. Natasha Howard said she wants to be MVP. Their fans said they'll win 38 games. Media said they're championship contenders, but now DeWanna Bonner is scared. "Is the Fever super team scared of the pressure?" asked one fan. "Yeah, I'm not sure I buy that. While I agree with her, they still have to win a playoff game series first. The vibe is very much giving we want to win now," pointed out another. Right there, it seems like Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner, when it comes to championship aspirations, aren't on the same page. During Media Day, Clark was asked what a successful season looks like for her. She said, "A championship." Natasha Howard was also talking about winning MVP, and now, all of a sudden, Bonner comes out telling people to not expect a championship. "Already, this is a bad sign," said a concerned Fever fan. "Lower expectations, so if they don't meet them, it was to be expected. No slander on CC, but if they do meet them, they never let you hear the end about the greatness of 22. The perfect way to have it both ways." "Vet statement Lowell," commented another fan. "It's not fair, but the Fever are under intense pressure to win, just as a result of having Clark on their roster," explained one fan. "I think the Fever have a good chance of contending for a ring this year, but I'm not expecting them to win." They have a new coach and a bunch of new players, so I'm expecting it to take a while for them to gel as a team, just like it would for any other team that has had significant changes, said another, agreeing with Bonner. I think Bonner's comments are very wise because she knows what it takes to win a championship. With that being said, I wouldn't say it's solely been the fans and media pushing or applying this win-now pressure. A lot of the moves made, some of the responses from the players, coaches, and organization have given win now, and understandably so, another fan observed. Last year's team featured Clark, Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. They were an exciting team, especially when Clark was playing well. However, when the season entered a more intense stage, the Fever's youth and lack of offensive options were big weaknesses. Indiana's front office spent the offseason addressing that problem. They added Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, and other veteran players to the Fever roster. The addition of Stephanie White will, they hope, bring the team together and help it find balance. However, Clark had a different take on what challenges the Fever face in 2025. "We understand the spotlight," Clark said. "We understand people expect this team to win, and that's exactly what we want to do. I think for me personally, I wouldn't want it any other way." And while Clark and the Fever navigate pressure and preseason praise, the spotlight is widening beyond just the WNBA regular season. There's an even bigger stage being discussed: Team USA. When Team USA basketball selects their roster for the 2028 Olympics, former WNBA star Sue Bird will be among those participating in the selection process. Bird was recently named the managing director of the women's national team. One of the questions surrounding Team USA is the potential younger talent vying for roster spots, most notably Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers. With Bird now team managing director, she spoke recently about potentially adding both Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers to future Team USA rosters, as per Mike Vorkunov of The Athletic. "You just want talent, and you want to see which talent, when they come together, is going to fit," Bird said. "Of course, Caitlin. Of course, Paige. I mean, the names go on. You want them to be involved as quickly as possible to get comfortable. Because USA basketball can be, from a player standpoint, can be an uncomfortable situation because we don't have a lot of training time, and you're asked to do potentially, a different role," Bird continued. "And you're trying to do that on the fly, and so that can just cause a lot of discomfort. So the sooner you're in it and you're experiencing it, the better." During the 2024 Olympics, there was plenty of stir caused by the decision to leave Clark off the roster for Team USA. It was understandable though, considering Clark had yet to play a professional game prior to last season, and the roster was chock-filled with WNBA All-Star veterans. But there's no reason to think that Clark and Buchers, among others, will be prime candidates for Team USA moving forward. Clark has junior Team USA experience, having played on the U19 team in 2019 and 2021, and the U16 team in 2017. Buchers also has Team USA experience, having played on the U19 team in 2019, the U17 team in 2018, the U16 team in 2017, as well as a few 3x3 appearances. Team USA women's basketball has won 8 straight gold medals since the 1996 Olympics. With Clark and Buchers waiting on the wings, they're in good shape to keep that streak active. But before any Olympic dreams come true, the regular season begins, and that means rookie moments, rivalries, and early statements. And one rookie wasted no time sending a message directly to Caitlin Clark. The Atlanta Dream finished off their preseason against the Indiana Fever at home with an 81-76 loss. It wasn't the best offensive game from the Dream's top scorers, as Ryan Howard finished shooting 2 for 12 and Alicia Gray shooting 1 for 8. That meant that someone else had to step up, and it was Tehina Paopao who answered the call. The rookie came off the bench and finished with a team-high 14 points. Paopao knocked down some big shots throughout the game, but there was not one bigger than the one she hit in the second quarter over last season's Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. It was Clark who hit a three-pointer over Paopao at first, and the crowd, which favored mostly Fever fans, got hype. 2 possessions later, Paopao had the ball in her hands and delivered a step-back three-pointer on Clark. That was just one of the few big shots that Paopao made, but she spoke after the game about how she wanted her payback on Clark. "I was kind of mad that she scored that 3 on me. I had to get that lick back, and that's what I did. I appreciate my teammates for understanding that," Paopao said. Throughout training camp and the preseason, Paopao has received a lot of praise from her teammates. and the results of her hard work are showing on the floor. She's not a rookie, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough said after the game. Her confidence? She doesn't give rookie at all. She's been really confident. She's been very consistent in training camp, so I'm not surprised because I've seen it every day. As the season is set to begin in 6 days, Pau Pau should play a key part on the team, especially early, with Jordan Canada being out for the next 2 weeks at least. So here we are, a Fever team that's undefeated in the preseason, yet divided in how it defines pressure. A rookie class that isn't waiting its turn, and a national team quietly preparing for its next evolution. It's not just about Caitlin Clark anymore. It's about what she represents. A movement, a standard, a challenge. The WNBA in 2025 isn't just off to a hot start, it's off to a historic one. The narratives are colliding. Will the Fever meet the hype? Will Te-Hina Pau Pau be this year's breakout? Will Sue Bird usher in a new Team USA era built around the names that fans can't stop watching? Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. This season isn't going to wait, and neither are its stars. Are you watching? Because they are.